Hey everybody, welcome back to the North Carolina Ancestry channel. This video that you're about to see is a video that I produced when I went on a trip to Asheboro, North Carolina. And this one is a little bit more unedited. I actually produced this video for the Genealogy TV YouTube channel. And so if you want to see a little bit shorter version of it, you can watch it there. This version of the same story is a little bit less edited. It's a little bit longer, so you can hear a little bit more of the conversations, especially for those who might have ancestors, Quaker ancestors, or ancestors in the Asheboro area. You might be interested to see this as I'm talking about my Henleys and Winslows and different ancestors, William Clark for one. And so this story is kind of ongoing. You know how that goes with genealogy. It's a never-ending pursuit of your ancestors. And so while I solved some problems, I was looking for the land. If you want to see the shorter version, go over to the Genealogy TV YouTube channel and look for the thumbnail that says vanishing. And that is the Asheboro video. That is kind of a little bit shorter version of this story. But some of you like to see the whole story. So here it is coming up next. Hey everyone, I just want to let you know about some big changes coming on to Genealogy TV. Well, I have to say, it's different. So anyhow, what I want to tell you was that I'm hitting the road, and well, this is my new office for a while. So I'm going to be hitting the road and doing some research on the road. And right now I am on my way to Asheboro, North Carolina, where I will be doing some research on my family and see, the whole goal is to see if I can find the land in which my ancestors lived. I have hundreds of deeds, and you know how those deeds in the eastern side of the United States, those meets and bounds, you know, you're going from the rock to the tree to the creek. And so I don't know if I'm going to find them or not, but I will be in Asheboro tomorrow, and so hopefully we'll learn something new. All right, I'll keep you updated. Well, it is the next day, and I am in Lumberton, North Carolina. I stopped on the way to Asheboro to spend the night, and then I'm on to Asheboro later today. It's raining right now, but I am getting some work done. I want to show you something I discovered. I'm gonna show you that here in a second, but I need a name for this. If you guys want to throw some ideas in the comment sections as to what I should name my rig, let me know. So I'm camping my way across North Carolina, and I will be in Asheboro in a few hours. Hopefully the rain stops and I'll be able to get out some. But I'm going to show you something that I discovered on Ancestry right now. So I'm sitting here in the rig waiting for the rain to stop and working on my family tree. And one of the things that I wanted to do as I'm headed to Asheboro is I wanted to figure out where in my family tree all the people that are from the Randolph County, North Carolina area. And let me show you a way you can do that on Ancestry. Okay, here I am in the tree view on Ancestry, and 25% of my tree, all of these people are from Randolph County, North Carolina. So that's one of the reasons why I'm going there, is because I want to see if I can find the land for some of these people. All right, but let's pretend for a moment, I know a lot of people have asked me this question. Let's pretend for a moment that you want to find all of the people in your family tree that are from one area. So while you're in the tree view, sorry, my mouse keeps going crazy. While you're in the tree view, you can come over here to Find in Tree and click this open, right? And here we can filter, but if you go down to List of All People, Ancestry, if you're a Pro Tools member, I know not everybody's a Pro Tool member, but you can now sort by events and places. And in this case, I just want to pick lived in, and I'm going to say Randolph County, and I'm going to pick North Carolina. And now it gives me a list of everybody who is listed as being in Randolph County at some point. So if you'll notice that everybody in here has Randolph County at some point, but some of these people don't. Well, what's up with that? It's because only the birth and death information is being shown, but if maybe they showed up in a census record or something, let's open up this guy and see if there's a Randolph County in here. There's North Carolina. Here it is, Randolph County. So he has a residence in 1900. So that means that the census showed up with Randolph County, which is actually a really helpful thing. Plus, it opened automatically in a new tab. So I can come back here and I can take a look at all of these people that are in the Randolph County at some point during their lifetime. And scrolling back up to the top, you can see that that filter is set. And again, sorry, I hate to tell you this, but that one is a Pro Tool. But a lot of people really have a problem with this. They really want to be able to see a list. I have yet to figure out if you can print that or not. I do not know. I don't see a way to do it. You could maybe download it. I don't know. That is one option so that I can kind of go, okay, who all is in Randolph County? And so with that, I'm going to pack everything up and head on to Asheboro.
U.S. Highway 64 West.
Well, hello, my genealogy enthusiast. I am super excited. I am finally on the road, made it to Asheboro. It is a beautiful late April morning here. I am staying at a campground called Jellystone, I think is the name of it. It's all Yogi Bear themed, but I came in specifically on a Sunday afternoon because I wanted to avoid the crowds. And I have to tell you, there's nobody here. This is a gorgeous campground. There's some cabins over there. I am backed up to a little pond, and it is just beautiful. There are maybe 3 rigs within sight of my my view here. And so, long story short, the plan is kind of dependent on weather. So my thinking is that today and tomorrow I'm going to go tromp around cemeteries because I want to go back to the Back Creek Cemetery where a lot of my ancestors are buried. And then I want to go to another cemetery I've not been to in the area where some of my, a few of my 3 times great grandparents are buried, still in Randolph County. So I encourage you, especially while the weather is good, to get out and visit some of these places that your ancestors lived. Cheers. Let's get this party started, shall we?
After 300 feet, you have reached your destination. It is on your left.
Well, I have arrived. I am here at the Back Creek Church, Back Creek Friends monthly meeting, and I'm so excited. I'm super excited to be here. And I'm at the cemetery. So the cemetery is over here. The Friends Meeting House is here. We'll give you a quick little history. But I'll tell you what, when you can get out here and visit with your ancestors, it's really something special. Y'all, this is where my family lived. They owned land around here, and they came here to worship, and they're buried back there in the cemetery. Some of them have headstones and some of them don't. Let's go find some of our ancestors. Well, I made it. I'm super excited to be here. I know I've said that before, but I have to say this is kind of an emotional moment for me because it's been a long time in coming to try and get back here to the Back Creek Friends meeting house and cemetery where a good portion, like 2 times, 3 times great-grandparents are buried here. About 25% of my tree in that range, that 2 to 3 times great-grandparents. Sorry for the traffic going by. But, you know, the last time I was here, as I was walking across the road here to the cemetery, I realized the last time I was here, I was with my cousins, and that was the first time I had ever met them. And also, the first time I was here was with my late husband, and it just hit me that it's been a while since I've been here. Hopefully I can give you some background on some of these ancestors and a little bit of what you can do when you come to these places to help tell the story. There are some tips that I can give you right now about coming to cemeteries like this. And one is, if it's summertime, bring a lot of water, bring bug spray. Right now it is late April, and so it is absolutely perfect out here. I am comfortably dressed to go walking around, but I am so excited to be here. All right, let's go see what we can find. You know, the last time I was here, I didn't know half of what I know now as far as the ancestors that are buried here. Some of these tombstones that, I don't know if you can see them in this shot or not, but some of them are so worn that you can't see anything on them at all. In fact, some of them are broken off in the background there. So when you come to a cemetery like this, you know, it helps if you can get a map of the area. At the time I was preparing for this, I was not able to find a map of where everybody is buried, but it is certainly helpful if you can find them. But some of my ancestors are buried in the old section where the tombstones were removed. Thank you for taking the time to talk to me. Tell everybody what your name is.
My name's John. You want me looking at the camera? Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
All right. My name's John Von Cannon.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been here at Back Creek for about 3 years. That's the pastor.
How do you pronounce your last name again?
Von Cannon.
Von Cannon. So you've got buried ancestors out there too?
Yeah. My the weird thing is my grandmother went here a long time, and I actually was like, when I was born as a little kid, was coming here, and about the age of 2, my parents, we left, and then I get a call one day from a guy I didn't know. He's like, hey, we're looking for somebody to fill in. Would you come? And I'm like, where at? And they're like, Back Creek. I'm like, whoa, that's weird. So everybody knows my family when I came here. So
yeah, because I immediately, we're probably cousins.
Yeah, it might be.
I'll have to figure that out. Yeah, because I saw the Von Cannons on this side. Now, I think the older part of the cemetery is on that side. I've already been kind of tromping around this side. I believe my folks are on that side, though. Yeah, so I've got Davis, Henley, gosh, so many. Winslow, Hardy Winslow, to be specific. I'm going to try and see if I can find. Now, you said you don't know a lot about the history.
No.
And I was told when I was here the first time that some of the tombstones were removed. Are you familiar with that?
I'm sorry, I'm not.
So I guess it was against the church rules at the time. Too much information on the tombstones, being too elaborate, I guess.
Okay.
And
simplicity is a important principle among Quakers.
Apparently they weren't simple enough, and so they removed a whole mess of them on the back part of the field, is what I was told. So you were telling me there's a gentleman who's like...
well, there's a
couple of them maybe?
There's a lot of older folks here at Back Creek that probably, in my understanding, well, the guy I was talking about, Carl, he's been here a long time, but there's several people that, another lady in her 80s, she's been here since she was a kid. But my understanding is a lot of our historical documents we gave possibly to Guilford College.
Okay. I'm familiar with Guilford College.
As a gesture of, hey, let's maintain history.
Right, exactly.
So maybe you could find some information there. Or you come here at 11 o'clock on a Sunday and meet some of these folks.
So for those who are not familiar with Guilford College, so this is a Quaker meeting house, along with hundreds of them.
Right.
And Guilford College in North Carolina is one of the repositories for a lot of the Quaker records, and I have been there.
Yeah.
But it's my understanding that almost all of them are digitized now and online.
Okay.
So believe me, I've been going through the minute books and have really studied how to do Quaker research. So
Well, you're more versed in it than I am, for sure.
well, yeah, so I do appreciate it. So thanks for taking a moment. Is the front door open?
No, but it can be.
I would love to go back in. There's a table that was in the front area that I believe was built by my 2 or 3 times great grandfather. So you guys have done such a beautiful job maintaining this beautiful. Is it okay to call it a church, or do you call it a meeting
you can
house?
call it a church. I call it a church all the time.
Okay.
So super traditional Quakers would say meeting house, and they
Yeah.
would say friends instead of church members.
Absolutely
But this
gorgeous.
is the original meeting house, and this over here through that door there was added on as an addition. So there were stairs over here that went down to the basement, which now it's accessible, but it's like a dungeon now. We don't use it. We use it for storage, but that's where like Sunday school classes were. This, original Quaker meeting houses didn't have sound equipment, didn't have piano, so this sound room here was added later on. And then you can see, wrong door. This is the little entranceway, and that might be, I don't know what piece of furniture you might have been talking about. Maybe this table
I
here.
want to look at that one again too, but this is the one that I believe. I may be wrong.
No.
But it has the 1792 date on it.
Yeah, it's pretty
and
wild.
EW, which I believe was a Winslow. Whoops.
Wow. Yeah.
I kind of moved
Well,
my camera wrong.
you probably honestly know better than me, but here we have, this one says 92. Over here, this says 1787. That says 89. That piece of, there's some original timber in this box here with a Bible.
I remember taking that photograph.
Yes, I don't know.
That's 1789. The last time I was here, it was sitting over here.
Yeah, that's right. Right. And so I don't know. I've seen also, well, I don't know if 85 is when they first started talking about it. Maybe 89 is when they built. Maybe 92 is when the table was made. I don't know.
So I have collected from, thank God, Randolph County has all of their deeds, the old deeds, online. So you may even be able to find some of your, is it Von Cannon? Ancestors.
Yeah. My dad's way into this stuff. He probably has.
Yeah. So I've got so many deeds that I want to see if I can find, but I know they owned a ton of this land right around us here. The problem with the deeds are meets and bounds. Are you familiar with that? No. So meets and bounds are kind of the eastern half, the old school way of documenting land. So we went from the boulder to the tree, to the post oak, 30 chains and 15 links southwest to the. Problem is with the meets and bounds, and I have literally probably 100 different deeds from all the different family. None of them give me a modern day mark.
Right.
Some of them have, I think one of them has where 2 of the creeks cross, but that's it.
Yeah.
The rest of them are meandering up Back Creek. Well, fine, but which part of Back Creek? So it's going to be a bit of a challenge. Front matter, it's usually what we're looking for. Eliza Winslow was born April 4th, 1846, and died 29th, 1921.
I don't understand it all exactly.
I wanted to see the front matter.
But the, land was deeded. So maybe one of these dates are when Back Creek became an entity, and maybe another one's when the original meeting house was erected. And I don't know. I don't know exactly what 85, 87, 92 represent, but.
Whoa. So there is Sam Lowe. Did we find, so for the folks who are watching this at home, one of the things you want to do is find the front matter of the Bibles, because it helps, how can I explain this? It helps us date the information within the Bible.
To 1892, what this is.
You're right, there it is.
It's like original timber from the first meeting house that was erected or something.
is Jesse Ray Stout's daddy, and Carl Stout is Jesse Ray were brothers. But Jeff's over the cemetery, and he's got a printout of where all the people are buried at. It should have the names and all that stuff. There's some of them out there is buried. There's no markers. It's like the, what do they call it, Underground Railroad up back years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, all that stuff there. There's a bunch of them. I've heard my wife talk about that. There's a bunch of people buried out there, and there's stones. And
Wow.
all, they're gone.
Yeah.
So, but Jeff, if you got to him, but he works in Pinehurst every day, and he's got a copy, and he can lay it out, and you can look at it.
Oh, that'd be great.
And that way you know where, okay, so-and-so was buried here, and or whatever.
I'll try and look them up. Thank you.
All right.
I realize this is a little bit different of a video, and well, that little interview and tour of the church was really nice. And now I'm headed back over to the cemetery to walk the other half that I didn't walk before this morning. So I was able to stop and have a little lunch and some water. It is absolutely stunning out here weather-wise. So I'm going to do that and set up and see if we can find some more ancestors. I wish I brought some clippers out with me. All right, so this is one of my direct line ancestors, Harlen B. Hale. He died in 1853, and I'll take a photograph so you can see it better. But his name was completely covered with dirt, but I kind of suspected that was him. I can't read what this is here, but it says 4 year, 1 month, and 2 days. I think it's 54 years, 1 month, and 2 days. He died in 1853, and now I've stirred up the fire ants. Well, now here's another situation. Sarah, wife of Harlen B. Hale, lived to be 85 years old, 11 months, and 26 days. Finally started to find some family. I was beginning to wonder if all the tombstones had been moved. So one of the things I did was last night created this spreadsheet on my cell phone and then uploaded it to the cloud so that I could access it on my phone and see all the names of the people that are supposed to be buried here. Now, like I said before, I do know that a lot of the tombstones were removed. I'm still looking for some of them. One of the things that's helpful too is to have the Ancestry app or some sort of family history app to be able to look up names, because I recognize a lot of these names. There's some Dugans and stuff, but the Dugans married into my family. So by having the Ancestry app on my phone as I'm tromping around cemeteries, I can look people up and see if they're in my family tree or not. Well, that was fun. I learned a little bit. Some of the tombstones that I was hoping to find aren't there. And I'm going to go back to the campground now and see if the photographs I took like a decade ago have some of the people that I could not find. I think I walked the entire cemetery to look for them, but I have a lot of leads. Coming over here was definitely worth the effort. I met the preacher, John. Thank you, John. And another gentleman who gave me some lead information about the plat, the map of the cemetery that a gentleman might have a copy of. So I'm going to see if I can track that down. So I'm back at the camper, and I was putting together some of this video and just kind of seeing what I had so far. And, you know, while I was there, I was able to find a couple direct line ancestors, Harlen B. Hale being one of them. And, you know, you saw me brushing away and trying to get this cleaned up as best I could. But it is really hard to see. But I wanted to show you something, because I photographed this very same tombstone 11 years ago. And if we go there, you can see that this same tombstone is a lot easier to read. It is not completely covered in dirt as it is today. And so I'm very grateful to have been able to photograph that back then, because it's a whole lot easier. You still can't see the 5. He's 54 years old, when he dies. And so that 5 is kind of, I wish I had brushed it away even further, but there's a 5 there, 5-4. So 54 years, 1 month, and 2 days. And when we look at the image of it as it is today, you can tell that it is just really getting covered in dirt. In fact, this is probably 2 or 3 inches worth of soil that has evolved, like it has grown up. So this tombstone is literally getting buried in the earth. So I did find his wife as well, and her tombstone is kind of getting buried in the earth as well. Let me see if I can zoom in. What's hard to see is this does say Sarah up here. I brushed away as much as I could with my hand. I didn't really have any proper tools. But this says wife of Harlen B. Hale, born the 12th month, 18th day, 1799, died, I can't really see what month that is, 14th day, 1885, aged 85 years, 11 months, and 26 days. So, again, I had photographed this back when I was here 11 years ago. So Sarah was Henley, and then she married Hale. So if we go look at her gallery, you'll be able to see this photograph. This is not a very clear image, but you can see Sarah, wife of Harlen B. Hale. There is the 12th that I couldn't read this time around. It's amazing to me how much has changed in 11 years. And 11 years is not that long. So years ago, I created a website. It's a Zenfolio website for my wildlife photography. And while I don't really do anything with this website anymore, my stuff is still there. I had photographed stuff back in 2017 of a lot of this same stuff from the Back Creek Church. And so what I wanted to do is I wanted to go through and take a look at some of the images, because I just feel like there's a lot of images that are tombstones that are missing. I did see Martha Bell out there. I actually do not know how she is related. There's just a ton of, I did see this one out there as well, a ton of stuff that I was like, this just feels like there's missing ancestors out there. But I actually photographed a lot of them while I was out there before. And I'm grateful I did, because some of this stuff is not easily seen anymore. Some of these tombstones are in such bad shape that there's just absolutely no way to read them. These are from 2017, I think. I'm not exactly sure what year I photographed these. But, you know, while you're taking photographs, try and make sure that, you can, the lighting is such. It seems like I always end up going out there in the morning because it's hot in the afternoon, and the sun is not in a favorable position for photographing. This tombstone I never found. I'm pretty sure that's Nanny Winslow, I think was her name. Some of these are still out there. There was a whole lot of the Poole family, which I found. But yeah, I'm hoping to get a hold of maybe a plot map. And there's my hubby waiting for me when we were here the first time. Connie here from the future. So regarding the map of the cemetery at Back Creek, the gentleman that returned my phone call said that he had a copy of it somewhere, but he knew I was going to the Randolph room at the Asheboro Public Library the very next day, and he said he thought that they had a copy of it, and if I couldn't find it, to contact him again. Well, I did find it at the Asheboro Public Library. Thanks to some really great folks over there, I learned so much. Well, I have made it to the New Union United Methodist Church Cemetery, and I'm super excited to see if I can find a couple more ancestors that are buried here in Randolph County, North Carolina. So before I go trompsing around in the cemetery, I had created this spreadsheet, and I know you can't see this, but I made a spreadsheet of the people that I'm looking for, and who I'm looking for here is probably Elizabeth Davis as her married name, Elizabeth Pickett as her maiden name. So she was, she was Elizabeth Pickett as a married person. She is a sibling to one of my direct ancestors, and I just wanted to come over here and see if there were any other Davis family members over here that I might not be aware of. So I'm going to go see if I can find her. Is that you? Elizabeth, I found you. All right, let's get a picture. It says Elizabeth, wife of A.W. Pickett, born March 17th, 1818, died March 23rd, 1900. So here she is. There's another Pickett right there, so they're probably family members. Let's stand back. I always forget to do this, but we want to take a wide shot of other family members in the neighborhood. Fantastic. I found her. All right, so Elizabeth Pickett was the wife of A.W. Pickett. She was born a Davis. She is the 3 times great aunt. I think it's a 3 times great aunt of my. So she's the sister of a direct ancestor. I've done a lot of research on this whole Davis clan as I was trying to find that mysterious Henley Davis connection. So I found her. I'm going to look around a little bit more and see if I can find any other family members. Well, I have arrived at the Marlboro meeting house and cemetery. This place is huge. Look at how big this place is. This is a giant cemetery too. I don't know if you can see it. I'll see if I can go way up, but it is huge, and it looks like there's an old section over there. I may have to see if I can find online a map or go to the office. It looks like I see a couple cars here, so maybe there's somebody here. Kind of doubt it. It's a Tuesday. By the way, this is the second day. I don't know if I mentioned that before, but it was raining this morning, so I got caught up on some work. But as soon as I pulled in, I immediately saw some Davis tombstones right here. So I'm going to get my laptop out and remind myself of all the names that I'm looking for, and then we'll go see what we can find. So check this out. I don't know if you can see this or not. This monument has the entire family history on it. On the other side, it talks about the pharaohs. I think it's the Farlows or pharaohs. I'll go around the other side in a second, but it's got the entire family history here. Let me show you some close-up shots. Farlow is the name. They got the entire family history here. And as we walk around the other side, you can see more surnames too. This is Montgomery. But what's interesting, here I'll pan all the way down. What is interesting is they have so many family names in here. Looks like on this side, the earliest I see is 1740. It says they came from Chester County, Pennsylvania to North Carolina about 1758. Wow, how cool is that? Let's walk on around over here. It talks about the ancestors. Look at that. Ancestors of Nathan and Ruth. The Farlows came from England. Wow. These are not my ancestors, but boy, wouldn't that be a find? At least I don't think they are. If you had some of these people in your family. Well, I think I found Jesse Davis. And the reason I say that is because I'm looking for the image that I had taken. Jesse died in 1829, and most of these in the older section are in that time frame, but the problem is, let me show you, I'm going to flip this around, and I'm going to show you just how hard that is to read. It says Jesse Davis. It says born. I can't read the date. It says died. I can't see the rest of it very easily. What I'm going to try and do, I took some photos of it. I'm going to try and feed it into AI and see if that can find it. I'm also going to take it and put it into, what am I trying to say, Photoshop, and see if I can doctor it a little bit to bring it out. But when I've done that before, the lichen or whatever that is on the tombstone is so bad. I wish I had some D2. It's a chemical that you can spray that doesn't hurt the stone, but it will eliminate all of that crud that's on there. And after a couple of days, it's gone. The problem is I don't have time to wait for it to dissolve. So I have sent an email to the church here to see if I can get some information about where people are buried. And if this is in the right place, then maybe I have found him. And I'm hoping that maybe somebody has photographed it. I looked on Find a Grave and I didn't see any photographs of this, you know, like several years ago before it got so bad. So I think that's him. If that's the case, then that his wife is probably buried nearby. There's a stone here that you can't even see. It's being swallowed up by the grass. And so, short of some serious weed eating equipment and some D2, I'm kind of stuck. So, tomorrow the plan is to go to the library because it's supposed to be raining tomorrow. And I will spend the day indoors playing in the Randolph County Library. Good morning. How are you? Good. I'm here to do some genealogy research.
Okay. These are the family files here in these file drawers, and then the files up there are subject files.
Okay.
These are the cemetery records. This side over here is all Randolph County.
Okay.
And then over here, we have books by family, and there's some beginning genealogy. There is, we're sorted by subject instead of call letters.
Okay.
Here. And then heritage families, some overseas stuff.
Okay.
Other states. And then down here we have by county for North Carolina in general.
Mine your way? Go ahead.
And then this is
So this was by county?
by county
Okay.
for North Carolina if it's for the whole state.
Okay. All right.
And then this side is the very beginning. There's a couple of states, and then we have the wars. It's by war,
Okay.
Revolutionary War. So
Oh, I see. Okay.
then we have our magazines.
Okay. Fantastic.
These back here are it's sort of like subjects,
Okay.
history,
Okay.
therapy, just history.
Okay. Fabulous. Thank you. So after the tour, it was time to dig in, get the laptop out, start finding some books. I found some maps and was able to photograph those. Sometimes going to a library, you'll find maps that you just can't find online anywhere else. So it was always good to see these big maps in person and really be able to dig into the details and look at here I was the geographic locations, see how different rivers homesteads, and places Mill there are related to each other. Back Creek, and it was a good time to be able to really just comment in some of the deeds that I was finding and spend some time. The goal again was to try and see if I could find some of the land of which my ancestors, like every time you go to a library, you're always in a rush. And Henley Mill was certainly one of them. All right, you were saying this was who? This was
William Clark.
Yes. Okay. Born 1753. Yep. I think I do have a little bit about him, but is this project that you have done?
Yeah, I'll make you a copy of it.
Oh man.
Yeah.
You're the best. Okay. For the record, again, tell me your name.
Ross RLSS Holt, HOLT.
Okay. And you're the boss around here.
Director of the library.
Okay. So what I do on Ancestry is I put green check marks when I've done that reasonably exhaustive research. And then once I'm done, I check them off, and then these guys are works in progress. So I keep working my way back. My goal this trip was to try and see if I could locate some of the land of the Winslows, of maybe the Clarks, the Henley. This one here, I believe, is one of the ones that had land. I don't know if you've done this or not, but over on Notebook LM, I have done a ton of land records. So I pulled all the deeds for, this happens to be John Henley Sr., and I pulled all the deeds for him and fed it into Notebook LM and started asking questions. I also have another notebook over here that's doing the same thing. And that's, and I just, have you ever used this before?
No.
Oh, it's great for correlating evidence. So again, some of these are the same deeds, but I had pulled all the deeds and fed them in. So this site is the sources. See, Notebook LM only works with what you feed it. It doesn't go out searching for stuff for you. So you load in a bunch of information. You can do up to 50 documents for free. And then you have a conversation with the AI about help me correlate this evidence. And what it can do in this particular case, because John Henley Sr. gave land to John Henley Jr. and so on, and it can help correlate what pieces of property are the same pieces of property, how many, you could ask it how many acres all together. And then over on the right-hand side is what they call the studio, and you could do mind mapping and all kinds of stuff. I don't think I've added anything in this particular notebook, but you could do even podcasts about this family and the records and stuff. It's really cool.
Your source deeds, are they the actual handwritten deeds, or have you done the meets and bounds separately?
They are the original handwritten deeds.
Oh, goodness.
It's having a hard time pulling it up, but yeah, I've pulled all of them. I've transcribed all of them. I have analyzed them all.
But that's looking at
We're talking at hundreds.
That's looking at the handwritten deeds rather than your transcriptions. Or is that looking at your...
both. Because a lot of times I'll feed it both, or sometimes it will help me transcribe it. So I can throw in the handwritten document and say, transcribe this for me, but I'm going word for word to make sure that it's right. And cleaning it up for my files. And so, but you can kind of see the handwriting there.
Yeah. Gosh, that's incredibly valuable.
It is, especially when you're trying to correlate multiple generations. Like what I want to do is I want to go back to our first ancestor, Jesse, I think is the first one in this area. I've got the land grants from the state, where he was granted all this hundreds of acres. And then I want to trace it forward to more present day. All right, Jesse divided his land 5 times. I don't remember how many kids he had, but however many children. But the problem is it's all meets and bounds. And I cannot figure out any modern landmark to, I think he probably had most of Randolph County. But
I started in the William Clark deeds, and his father Samuel Clark had a big plantation, and I could not place that.
Yeah, it's hard.
Now, one of the things that I asked Notebook LM was I said, help me figure out any landmarks that might be on a current day thing. So John Henley Jr. owned specific real estate within the original town plot of Asheboro. It even says lots number 41 and 42. So I was sitting there going, okay, if I could find a map that showed me lots 41 and 42.
I can find you that. And it's on the 1843 original map of Asheboro.
Yes, please.
Yeah. In fact, it was Jesse Henley bought the land in central Randolph County when they started talking about moving the courthouse from Johnstonville.
Okay.
So he bought it up. So he was kind of speculating.
So this is referring to John Henley Jr. So Jesse, John Henley Jr. I think is two generations younger. Yeah. But yeah, I would die to see that Jesse information that you worked on.
I'll go print out the Captain Clark thing. I'll make a copy of this. So Haskets Creek runs in North Asheboro. It runs into the Deep River, and it's named after Abraham Hasket. And he apparently came to Randolph County with Jesse Henley.
Okay.
Because they both came from Pasquotank County at the same time.
And what documentation did you learn that on? I'm sure it's in some Quaker book or something somewhere.
Yeah, I used the Quaker records, and it's just sort of
Aren't they wonderful?
Putting it together, the fact that not a lot of Quakers came from Pasquotank County here. They both came in the mid 1600s and sold up in Pasquotank County about the same time. They were in the same meeting. They had to have known each other. So
absolutely.
Yeah. Let me go print these and find that map.
You're the best. Thank you. Oh, you are the best.
And then this is this is the original the 1843 survey map of Asheboro, but it's the original 255 acres and lots marked off.
According to that, it was lots 41 and 42. So this is, what street do we think this is? This is that say, what does that say?
So these are later notations. This is Worth Street. We are here. So this is Fayetteville Street over here. The courthouse square is right here.
I wonder why that says lots 41 and 42.
It's my understanding that Jesse Henley gave the land for the courthouse, the 2 acres, and then sold the land subdivided it for the 55 acres that was in the original Asheboro.
I don't remember which book, but yeah, so that may be wrong.
Yeah, now that's probably right, because that's those 2 lots right there. And he probably, being in the family, he probably owned.
Yeah, well, AI is not perfect either, so it might be that I need to go back and
yeah, it was definitely Jesse Henley who
donated the land. Yeah. So I got to make sure that I'm looking also at in the Saga, the Eleanor Bell book, pages 186 and 187.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just going to kind of dig through some of these maps and see if I can find anything else.
And you see right here, this is his destination. And that is present-day Randall, and that's where the trading path crosses Deep River.
Could that also be called the Old Indian Trading Path?
It's the Indian Trading Path is what it is. Yeah.
I wonder where she got these maps. State Archives? She lived up near the State Archives, so...
Collett Map, it was sitting out on a table.
Oh, it's here somewhere.
All right, hang on.
So this is North Carolina in 1770. So here are the Caraway Mountains, and you see Trading Path, and it would have gone on up here.
So
Hillsborough. So the Trading Path came through present-day Randleman up through Hillsborough and then on up into Virginia.
So where's Asheboro on this map? It's not.
So Asheboro didn't exist at this point, but it is going to be
roughly there.
Roughly there.
So this map is dated when?
1770.
This is a copy, obviously.
Yeah.
Where's the original? Is that at the State Archives?
UNC Southern Historical Collection, I think.
Okay.
but it's the Collett Map, C-O-L-L-E-T-T, and you can find it. You can Google it, and you can come up with the large version on the UNC archive website.
All right, tell me again the year.
Collett, 1770.
1770.
Yeah.
Wow. Very cool.
Would have been Guilford County.
Yeah, it would have been.
It would
Actually, 1770 would have been Rowan County.
Rowan County.
Well, the half of it would have been Orange and half of it would have been Rowan. I had my finger in the wrong place when you asked about Asheboro.
Well, that's
so here's where the trading path crosses Deep River. So that's present day Randolph. And so Asheboro would have been down there more or less.
all right. I am sure when I get home tonight, I will study and review and see if I have any other questions. Okay, I'm in information overload. After spending the day at the library, I have learned so much. At one point, we even got the director involved of the library, and apparently he's one of the local historians as well and knew a lot. So I'm gonna go drop my gear off. Believe it or not, some of the land that my ancestors owned is right here where I'm walking. So I'm gonna walk about a block away and show you something. Okay, so this is kind of wild. So after a day at the library, I have learned so much. So Jesse Henley, one of my very earliest ancestors, came from Pasquotank County with a guy named Hasket. And how did I learn that? Well, it just so happens that Ross, the director here, has just recently written a paper about Jesse Henley and Abram Hasket and how they came to Randolph County in the, I think it was mid 1600s. Anyway, long story short, I am here on the corner of Main and Salisbury in Asheboro. There's the road sign right there. And believe it or not, right here in the middle of this street is the land that Jesse Henley, 2 acres of land that he donated. Right here in the middle of this street is where the original courthouse, the town square, was located. And later it was moved to a different part of Asheboro. But this intersection right here, where all these cars are looking at me like, who is this crazy woman with a camera? It's almost drive time, so it's getting kind of busy. But long story short, it was right here. According to the map that Ross so kindly found and shared with me, was the town square right here in the middle of this road. Okay, so I'm walking back to the van. I'm going to head back to camp and try and absorb as much of this information as I can. I, at one point, just had to put the camera down and read a lot of family files, some history books. The staff at the library has just been awesome and super helpful and really knowledgeable. So I can't say it enough, it really pays to make an on-site visit because you can't possibly get everything online. And I hope I'm not too out of breath. But long story short is, when you make an online visit, you start to discover papers, family files, things, maps, oh my gosh, so many maps, that aren't digitized. And so by coming here, by making the effort to go tromp around the cemeteries and to come to the library and see these places in person, is really kind of maybe not a once in a lifetime, but sometimes. I've been here a couple times, but I learn more every time I come. And as I start to learn more and more family history, I become knowledgeable about more and more family, right? And then what happens is, as you learn more, then you come back and you want to find more because there's more information here about the newly found family. So as we work our way back, we find more surnames and we find more people and information that helps us identify, you know, our ancestors. And so I am parked on a hill, and so pulling this door open is really kind of tough. Anyway, we're gonna go study everything I found.